Hello there. Welcome to the world of finance. If you're a finance student or even just curious about how companies manage their money, you're about to meet a new number, a key metric that reveals a lot about a company's plans and priorities: the retention ratio. It's a fundamental concept, so let's dive right in. Think of it as a company's savings habit, a reflection of its financial discipline and future outlook. It essentially tells you how much profit it keeps, holding on to those earnings, instead of paying out as dividends to its shareholders. The retention ratio, in essence, or plowback ratio, as it's sometimes called, shows what percent of profits, what slice of the pie, a company reinvests back into its own operations for future growth and expansion. A high retention ratio? What does that signify? The company is ambitious, driven, reinvesting its earnings to expand its reach or innovate with new products and services. A low retention ratio, on the other hand, the company is likely mature, well established in its market, and focused on rewarding its shareholders with consistent cash payouts. So, why should you, as an aspiring financial expert, care about this ratio? Because this number reveals a company's underlying strategy, its core approach to growth and value creation. Whether it's aggressively chasing growth in new markets or settling into a period of stability and consistent returns, it's a quick and insightful way to judge a company's future plans and strategic vision. For you, the aspiring financial wizard, eager to understand the inner workings of the business world, it's a window into corporate ambition, a peek behind the curtain. One simple ratio, easily calculated, a world of insight into a company's strategy and potential. So, let's roll up our sleeves and see how it works in practice. Alright, it's time to roll up our sleeves and dive into the math. But don't worry, it's surprisingly simple. We're not talking rocket science here, just some fundamental calculations. The core of our calculation: retention ratio equals net income, that all-important bottom line, minus any dividends paid out to shareholders, and then divided by that same net income figure. Or if you prefer to work with individual share values, using per-share numbers, take the earnings per share, or EPS, minus the dividends paid out per share, and divide that by the earnings per share. Simple, right? There's even a shortcut, a quicker way to get to the same result. Retention ratio equals 1 minus the dividend payout ratio. It's all interconnected. These numbers are easy to find, they're not hidden away. In a company's readily available financial statements, net income is prominently displayed at the bottom of the income statement. It's a key figure. And dividends are detailed in the cash flow or equity statements. All the pieces of the puzzle are there. The retention ratio, once calculated, tells you, at a glance with just a quick look, how much of the company's profit is being reinvested back into the business for future growth. No riddles, no secret vaults. It's all out in the open. Just basic math. That's all it takes. Now you know how to calculate it, step by step. Let's see it in action, with some real-world examples. Meet Alice, a bright and ambitious web designer. She's the founder of a burgeoning web design business, fueled by creativity and a strong entrepreneurial spirit. Alice is building something special. Year 1, Alice earns $1,000. It's a modest start, but full of potential. She pays no dividends, choosing instead to reinvest every single dollar back into her company. Retention ratio? A perfect 100%. Every penny is plowed back into growth. Year 2, she earns $5,000, a significant jump from the previous year, showcasing the power of reinvestment. This year, Alice pays herself a modest $500, acknowledging her hard work, and reinvests the rest back into the business. Retention ratio? 90%. She's starting to take a little profit, but growth remains the priority. Year 3, net income jumps impressively to $15,000. Alice's business is gaining real traction. This year she decides to pay out $4,000 in dividends, rewarding herself and potentially investors. Retention ratio? 73%. A noticeable shift as the business matures and distributes more profits. As Alice's business matures and becomes more stable, she strategically keeps less of the earnings within the company and pays out more to stakeholders. Consequently, the retention ratio drops as companies grow, find their footing, and stabilize their operations. Investors often interpret a high retention ratio as a sign of strong growth potential, while a low retention ratio can signal income stability and consistent returns. Alice's story beautifully illustrates that the retention ratio isn't a static figure. It dynamically tracks and reflects a company's evolving journey. One number, across 3 years, paints a clear picture of business evolution and strategic choices. The retention ratio offers valuable insights, telling you where a company currently stands and providing clues about where it's strategically headed in the future. It's a snapshot reflecting ambition, maturity, and overall business strategy. That's the power and insight contained within this seemingly simple ratio. Let's wrap up this section and move on. So why does the retention ratio matter? It's more than a calculation. It's a clue to a company's priorities. High retention means betting on future growth. Low retention means rewarding shareholders now. For investors, it helps match your goals to a company's strategy. A sudden change in the ratio? That's a signal. Something big might be happening. Always look at the context, not just the number. The retention ratio is about choices. Spend now or build for tomorrow. Behind every ratio is a real decision. Understanding it helps you make smarter financial choices. Now, go impress your spreadsheet.